What can a man do against such reckless datacrons? Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. We're going to talk about the top 5 characters you should be working on. Or at least 5, maybe not the top 5 characters, but 5 characters everyone is going to want to be working on. Something that's going to be beneficial to everyone. And don't mind this picture of Landino just destroying people. It's just for fun. They're actually one of these characters in this shot is in this list, in fact. Though it may surprise you which one. So, just a reminder, guys, if you want to support this channel for free, all you've got to do is hit that thumbs up button, hit that sub button, make a comment in the comments area, something like that, guys. Really appreciate all the support. Got to mount the algorithm. We can't do it alone. The algorithm is not going to mount itself, and I really appreciate everything everyone's done for this channel. So, let's actually get into this thing with the stuff. Whoa, madness. It's Dash Rendar. I never would have thought Dash Rendar would make this list. Madness. So, guys, we're on my alternate account. This is Professor X. It's a 7 million account, so I want to show you guys this because my main account already has all of the characters on this list fairly well developed because I spend money on this game on that account. But this account is functionally free to play. Spend a little bit of money just here and there. Just, you know, if people donate or whatever for specific projects. But that being said, I just want to show you guys, I'm making progress on all of these. So, Dash Rendar is the first one, and maybe you guys will be like, oh man, he's super obvious, like he's part of the Starkiller requirements, and yes, he is an unlock requirement, but he's not really that great if you don't have the right team to go with him. There's a few compelling reasons to go for him. So first off, yes, Starkiller is great. If you want to get Starkiller, then you'll have to get Dash at some point. You don't necessarily need his Omicron. It's decent, but not like overpowered. It's better in 3s actually, guys, than 5v5, but still decent. It does some cool stuff. If you don't have a team for him himself, though, he also goes really well with like a Bando team or something. I mean, Bando gets all the whistling birds based on how much damage, like instances of damage that are dealt. So if you can clock it right and everything, which, I mean, my dash is actually not clocked correctly for this to work with Bando, so shame on me a little bit. But here's the thing, guys. So it does 15 total hits in 5v5. That's 15 whistling birds. Like that's enough. That's enough for Bando to just be like, all right, guys, I'm good. Like we don't need anything else. And it's got the AoE days. It's got all this cool stuff, guys. Like the hot shot is actually his own. It's like a second leadership. Scoundrel allies, which if he's with Bando, Bam, whatever you want to call him, Scoundrel allies gain extra health, potency, and offense. That 20% offense is really nice. Bam likes all the offense he can get. And then prepared allies, who cares about that half? But he does a stun, he calls other people to assist with his basic, he does all kinds of cool stuff, even when he's not the lead. And so you don't need him for Starkiller. The biggest reason you want to be working on him, guys, is you also want to be farming Outrider. This isn't counting one of the 5. It's not one of the 5, but you need to be farming Outrider, guys. Maybe just slow farm, but we just had Admiral Radis release, which means there's no reason for that character to be released to this game unless we're going to be getting his ship, the Profundity, which is a rebel ship. And look at this, guys. As crazy as it sounds, even though Dash himself is not a rebel, the ship itself is a rebel. Imagine that. Crazy, right? This ship is absolutely going to be part of the requirements for the Profundity, and it's probably going to be a really strong component to that ship's success. And you want it's going to be really fast, and it has turn meter stuff. This is the ship you're going to want your pilot to be like Relic 7 or Relic 8, so that he outspeeds all of the opponent character ships that will do other bad things to you. You want to outspeed everyone. So you want Dash to be there to help with Outrider. That's it, guys. You want Dash for the Outrider. You want the ship, and you want the man himself. You need that, guys. You want him to have 6 mods as well, which you should be working on. Next is Bam. Bam himself, guys. So, whereas we were talking about the Profundity, which is going to, by the way, that's going to be the next big fleet. That's going to be the one that beats Executor consistently. The one that Executor's like, oh shoot, I really have to work hard to beat this. Profundity's going to be like, yeah, like I'm the new hotness. I'm the one that costs everyone all the money. Like, we put the fund in Profundity. So, that being said, it's not out yet, and Bam going with, like, there's a ton of reasons to get Bam, but he's part of how you unlock Executor. Alright guys, I mean, obviously Razor Crest is an unlock character. You have to unlock that one. You want him to be Relic 8 or something because he wants to survive, he wants to do damage, all of that stuff. And he's much better, by the way, guys. I've seen a lot of reviews on him. Still, like, people, after he's been out for over a year, people still say he sucks. He doesn't. He doesn't suck. He's very good. So he's part of the unlock requirements for the best ship in the game. So that on its own makes it worth it to gear him, right? To work on him. However, on top of that, so he's got a good squad. If you don't want to use his squad, though, if you just want him for whatever reason, he's still very good because he's right in the thick of things in being able to counter other galactic legends, like Lord Vader specifically. He goes with bounty hunters and he works in territory wars and in territory battles to be able to take out Lord Vader teams, even with Maul. He does all sorts of cool stuff. He works with Maul as well. He's on a lot of teams. He's in the center of all of the cool things that, like, well, maybe not all of them, but a ton of the cool things that are happening right now. The Scoundrel faction is going nuts, and if at some point we ever get a Galactic Legend Jabba, you better believe he's going to be relevant as well. So, very good character. He's going to be doing all sorts of fun stuff in the future. He's already doing a lot of fun stuff now. Definitely a character that I think is worth investing in, guys. I mean, Relic 5 on this account is putting my money where my mouth is, guys. You don't have to have him relicked to have the Executor unlocked or usable. You just have to have him. You just have to have him, unlocked. Period. So, all right. Next is, and this one surprises me, guys, that I put BB-8 on here because he's not even a pilot, really. Like, maybe we'll get like a second to third version of Poe that flies an X-wing or another X-wing, and he'll be like part of the pilot. Probably not, though. He's probably not going to be a pilot. He's just a soccer ball with a head, and that's fine. Like, when you spin him, there's like no change whatsoever. You're like some of the protrusions like shift places, I guess. But here's the thing, guys. BB-8 is he's been around forever. Like, why should I tell people to work on him? Because I don't have Rey. I haven't been working on him. He's gear 11. It's like he was a may as well unlock kind of guy for me, because I'm like, well, I have the right characters. I may as well like get him, and he works well. Even at gear 11, he works okay with Jedi training Rey and stuff, which I had to have her at Relic 7 for Jedi Master Luke. But I mean, and eventually he is an unlock character for Rey, of course. Like, so she is worth unlocking and relicking and stuff. But I'm not saying that, like, if you're never going to get Rey, you don't necessarily need BB-8 to be super high level. The reason I'm saying it, guys, is there are now 2 really important droid teams that work really well with BB-8. And one of those is, it's been around forever, but it's been super relevant now because it's countering Galactic Legends, in the form of Jedi Master Luke and Sith Eternal, and it's also countering Starkiller teams. And this of course, the team is General Grievous and his friends. And the reason this works, guys, and this is not the right ability, this is the one. So the Zeta is actually probably worth doing. I'll probably end up doing it eventually, but here's the thing, guys. If BB-8 is active, droid allies, so at the start of each encounter, so, like in a raid, where you go from one to the other. If BB-8 died, then you don't get this ability because it's unique. But so if he's active, droid allies gain 8% turn meter for each active droid ally. So if you have 5 starting droids, that means you gain 40% extra turn meter. That means that you turn slow droids into fast droids. That means that General Grievous at 270 speed, which mine is, I have all health set on him, but I put a lot of effort into getting him really fast mods. He's now from 270 speed, he starts at 450 starting speed, which is crazy. Like, that outspeeds all of the Starkiller shenanigans. It makes you really fast. The other one, and this is even more crazy, is the new droid Sortie, which is, you know, the fabricated Old Republic droid, which, you know, if you want to use that droid, if you're going to get her relic, which I do, you guys can watch me play it on Twitch here in you know, soon, then Sortie, I have my Sortie after you get all of the leadership bonuses and everything. Sortie's over 400 speed, and my Sortie's like 660 something speed. Like, it outspeeds Galactic, like all the Galactic Legends. It outspeeds everyone. Like, Sortie's gonna go first. Unless, you know, I mean, maybe Hux is going to prevent it because of BB-8, you know, the turn meter removal mechanics. But, I mean, and who knows if Sortie's actually going to be able to use that much speed. But just the fact that BB-8 boosts the team that much and gets your whole team starting at that high level is really, really attractive. So start working on your BB-8, guys. Get him some speed, some survivability. Put this Zeta on him. I still don't know, guys. The taunt, I'm still up in the air. Sometimes it's nice, sometimes it's not. Next one is First Order Officer. You guys are starting to see a pattern here. Lots of ships, lots of pilots. So First Order Officer, obviously he is a character he's an unlocked character for Supreme Leader Kylo. And then he's basically just forgotten. It's like, oh, okay, he's at his requisite Relic 5. Like, we'll just leave him alone. Here's the thing, though, guys. So right now, we have the Executor, which is the top level, like the top flight ship, you know, the top flight fleet. And, you know, that's the one you want to counter. The only really, truly consistent counter to that team, to the Executor team, is First Order, the Finalizer. And the only reason that is the TIE Echelon, which the First Order Officer, the FOO, if you will, is the pilot of. So you want him to be relicked, guys. And not just Relic 5. Even if you decide not to go for Supreme Leader Kylo, you still want all these pilot. Like, once you get all the pilots for this fleet geared, you may as well go for Kylo. Like, it's inevitable. You're going to get him soon anyways. But you need him to be all the 6E mods, and you need him to have Relic 7, in my opinion, like, to be consistent. Like, Relic 5 probably works. Relic 7, Relic 8 is even better, and even Relic 8 sometimes fails because it's not a perfect counter. But the other thing is, guys, he does have added utility on top of all of this. It's not a wonderful thing, but so he can be kind of fast. Like, there are other faster characters out there now. That's just inevitable. That's how it works. Like, there are going to be faster characters out there, but you know, because he's an older kit, he can still be well in excess of 300 speed, and sometimes that's what you need, especially if you have a smaller roster, but you're looking for all these elite counters, and you want utility in the characters that you put gear on, of course. Here's the thing. You can make him kind of fast. Like, on this account, not too fast, but, I mean, he's missing 20 speed just in gear, so, you know, what are you going to do? But you can make him way faster, and then he has this one really cool thing, guys. So, assuming you're not facing a team that denies turn meter gain, he can target any ally if as long as you're like, okay, I just need to go first. That's all I need to do. I need to go first, but I don't have none of my good squads are fast enough to go first. First Order Officer is like, you know what? I'm over 300 speed. I can get you there. I can get your good, like, turn meter starter character going. So, and then he goes first, hands 100% turn meter to that character, and advantage. Like, hey, thanks for the advantage as well. The rest of it's mostly irrelevant. Like, if it's First Order, they also get offense up, but then it also, it dispels all debuffs from First Order Officer, and it grants target ally and himself tenacity up, which is, I mean, whatever about tenacity up, but Like, this is a nice little ability. The rest of it, I mean, it's all pretty bland. Nothing too crazy, but he does have more utility than most people give him credit for. So, High Echelon, you want these off-meta counters, guys. You need to be able to counter Executor. This is the way to do it. He's a very important character. Finally, we have Second Sister. Now, we just got the Grand Inquisitor's kit today, the time that I'm recording this. We got his kit. Looks okay. It actually almost looks like Second Sister's going to be left in the dust, and that kind of stinks. But here's the thing. Second Sister, right now, at least, maybe at some point, we will have Riva released or something, and we won't need, like, we won't need to gear all 5 Inquisitors that are currently here for, here, like, we just have to have 5 total. Second Sister is always going to be important, though, guys, because as you guessed, we have a pilot. She's a pilot to a ship that is a transformative ship. This this TIE Interceptor is something that makes the Chimera fleet the second best fleet in the game currently, guys. So Negotiator and Malevolence, they're all fine and good, but the Chimera and or Executor, one of the two, or Executrix, sorry, those are the two, potential candidates as the best capital ships. But the Empire fleet with TIE Interceptor is good. Now, it's nice to have TIE Interceptor come in immediately from reserves. That's how it works and everything. But TIE Interceptor also does a monstrous amount of damage, and that means the only way you unlock the damage on it, though, is getting the pilot geared up. And so, obviously, my pilot is only 5 stars and gear 11, but I mean, once she gets to 7 stars and I can get relics on her, I will, even if she doesn't end up being the best thing for the Grand Inquisitor. Even if she ends up not being relevant to his unlock, she is still going to be very relevant in the second best fleet in the game. It's transformative. It makes the Empire fleet counter at least 2,000 more fleets. No, I mean, obviously I'm exaggerating, but it is very good. She's very good. She's very worthwhile. So put 6 emods on her when you can, obviously because she's a pilot. And then she may end up being on the Grand Inquisitor squad. I haven't ruled it out. We just don't know enough yet. We still don't know what the Grand Inquisitor stats are, for instance. She does do some decent damage. She's also very fast. She's one of the fastest characters in the game, just like the other Inquisitors, in fact. So, really interested to see. So, I'm going to turn it over to you guys now. What do you guys think? Is this list good? Did it suck? Are there other characters that should be elevated? I already have a different list of characters, of characters you should list, or you should be working on. I'll try to link that in the video description. Go check that one out as well. But I feel like this is a good list. Go work on these guys. They're good. Go work on your ships. Even if you hate fleets, that's the way to victory in GAC and Territory Wars, and in the rest of the game. It's the most important mode. It just is. Guys, thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Zareth prevails. Even in fleets, sometimes.